Simplified Planner really is such an elegant planner company. Their covers just scream like poise and elegance, and I am absolutely in love with one of their covers this year. I got to pick my favorite cover in the daily to share with you. I also have their brand new weekly layout, completely new. We are going to do pen testing in all of these. They also have brand new paper, even in their daily and weekly planners. We have a lot to talk about. They also brought back their bound weekly planner. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right in. I admit I did waffle between two covers just a little bit, but by far, this one won my heart. It comes in this beautiful keepsake lilac box. And when you open it up, look at the color. Really, their boxes are made for gifting. They are stunning. And if you're not gifting it, then it feels like you're getting a gift. I already took out the bubble wrap and the plastic, so it is very well protected in here. This is their artist cover for this year, and I just think it's stunning with hummingbirds and butterflies and the beautiful florals. It's one of my favorite simplified covers ever. So it really wasn't a contest. I do love the cottage floral, I think it's called, their pinkish floral one this year, but this one just won me over. So we're going to get into all those details and paper testing. Every simplified planner you order comes with a little card that matches. You can frame it or you can stick it up on just a magnetic board, a bulletin board, your fridge. It's just beautiful. And it has the story of that planner cover. So for each planner cover, they have a little write-up of a story about that planner cover. And this one's called Faraway Land. I love the name of it too. This box is stunning and definitely one I will keep. I've kept several of my boxes of theirs to store stickers in, cards in from friends, and then I can stack them and put a little label on the side. And this beautiful colored one is definitely going to be one that I am keeping. Before we start the walkthrough, I want to make sure that you know that I have an affiliate link down there if you are doing any shopping from Simplified and my videos have helped you or entertained you. If you click through my link when you make a purchase, that makes more difference than you know to keep my channel going. So thank you so much for going the extra mile on that. I do have a $15 off link if it is your first Simplified purchase only. That link runs out after a certain number of people use it. So if you click on it and it says it's run out, then just leave me a comment down there and I will get you a new link that you can use. If you have been around for any amount of time, then you know that Simplified Daily Planner is actually the daily planner I was using when I started this channel about 8 years ago. And honestly, if I had to name a favorite daily planner right now, I think it would definitely be Simplified. It's the one that I come back to the most. It is just the simpleness of the page, the feel of it in hand. I can't explain why, but I used it for about 3 years before I started my channel. And then I probably used it for about 3 years into my channel. Now you guys know that I use a notebook a lot for my daily planning, but whenever I pull out a daily planner, this is one of the first ones that I do pull out. This color is stunning. They have a pocket up front that changed a couple years ago. It's very durable and they have this beautiful sticker sheet that matches the cover. Every little detail is thought of in there. Definitely going to be using those stickers this year. You have your nameplate page. You have a note from Emily, the founder of Simplified. You have the process of simplifying, how to use your Simplified planner. I would definitely read through all this if you're new to Simplified. You have 25-26 calendar here because this is your academic year planner. It just means it runs the academic year instead of the calendar year. Now, Simplified academic year does not start until August. I would say most of the other planners for academic year start in July. So just something to note that Simplified academic year starts in August. You have your 25-26 holidays in here. Then you have your 26-27 academic year. So you can look and plan ahead. You have your 26-27 holidays for planning ahead. You have a few little worksheet pages here to help get you started for the year, like preparing for a new year, ideas for new routines. I do think these pages are useful and I like that they're really simple. They have a simplicity challenge up here too and a yearly bucket list. I've actually liked to use this in the past by just writing those nice moments or things that brought me joy during the year because I don't really work off of a bucket list, but I kind of like to write them after the fact. So that's an idea if you don't use a bucket list. You have You have 4 notes pages up front and you have 1 notes page at the end. So those are the only notes pages in the Simplified Daily Planner. That is how they fit this daily planner with 80-pound paper in one book, you guys, because a lot of planner companies with 80-pound paper have had to split their planners into 2 books for the year, as you've seen. That does make the cost go up some, of course. And then either you're on camp A of loving 2 books or you're on camp B of not loving 2 books. It's, really just your preference. But by not adding all those extra notes pages and other, you don't have monthly reflections, you don't have all this extra fluff in here, they are able to keep it in one book. And it really is a manageable size, in my opinion. Of course, mine always just stayed on my desk and it was always flipped over to the day it's on. So unfortunately, I don't get to see my beautiful cover a lot, but I did always see this beautiful inside color and whatever is on the edge. So that was always important to me. Something else to note is I've never had issues with my YRO binding from Simplified. I know some people don't love YRO binding, but I think theirs must be really well made because all that I've gotten over the years, I've never had issues with it. And I always pick it up by a coil whenever I flip it. I didn't really baby mine. It didn't go in and out of a bag though, but it got well used and well loved at home. I wish I would have kept some of those early Simplified planners I had that were just, every single page was marked up in there. So those are all your beginning pages. We took you through to the notes pages. Then you have your first monthly tab and it's right on the back of the notes page. It is not any thicker. This page is not any thicker, but they have thick 80-pound paper. I've never had a problem with the tab being on the same type of paper. All the tabs are those laminated tabs, front and back. Never had an issue with that. So you open that to your first monthly calendar layout. They do have a big header border up top, so you could definitely decorate with stickers or write a quote or write a goal for the month or a motivation. You have a simplicity tip each month. Then you have your previous month and your next month at a glance up top. You have a lined note section on the left. And then you have your typical Sunday start for your monthly layout. You have 5 weeks on your page. So some months, a few months in the year, you will have an extra day there or 2 that needs to be divided out. And they do that with a triangular division on theirs. I know that's important to many people to note. All right, here's our pen test. We're going to get right into the pen test and paper talk before we even walk through the rest of the planner. These daily planners are $64. I do have the $15 off your first purchase link. Your page size is 6 by 8.75, a little bit smaller than your typical 7 by 9 planner. I would say it's actually pretty close to an A5 page size, just a little bit bigger. And of course, your coil and your cover adds more. They have all those dimensions on their website, but I just want you to know the page size. It is 80-pound new pure white paper. First, I'll show you the pen test in this, and then we'll bring in the paper comparison. I have written in here with really inky pens, a Staedtler marker, Papermate Flare, a really dark mild liner. We have fountain pen, the preppy fountain pen. So I tried everything on this. And look, there is absolutely no bleed through. And really, I would say no show through. It's like you're starting fresh every day. And I mark out so much in my daily planner. Their paper is really nice. It feels like luxury paper. It is thick. One page, you almost think, oh wait, do I have 2 pages? Because it is so thick. I would say it's a little bit smoother fill than last year, but they never had that tooth, that texture to it to begin with. But I would say it's a little bit smoother fill, but every single pen going on it felt amazing. And if anything, I think it feels a little bit thicker than last year. Even though it's still 80-pound paper, we all know every 80-pound paper can feel very different. So here is last year's pen test. And on the back, you can tell there is a little bit more, there's ghosting in last year's that is not here this year. I do feel like the paper is an improvement this year, even though, they're all 80-pound and it is whiter. It's a more pure white, if you can see this. Also, this page was a little bit more written on, and I happened to just do some extra doodling here. I wrote the wrong thing in. I wrote what I should be writing in this planner in this because I was talking on the phone to Pierce and I was distracted. And when you start doodling when you're on the phone with someone? So I shouldn't have been testing out planner pages with my doodling. I should have pulled out another notebook. But so this went over a ton right here. I went over those lines like 5 times just while I was on the phone. So you can't really count that section because I didn't go over any lines here 5 times. So I would take out that little section, but I still feel like all the markers, all the mild liners, you can see a tiny bit on this paper, and on this paper, you cannot. Had all those same markers and mild liners. Once again, it's whiter. It feels thicker to me, and it feels a little bit smoother. It is just a very nice paper. I think everyone is going to love it. I do. It feels like an improvement, even though they're both 80-pound paper, because of the ghosting and because of the color of the paper. It's beautiful. So you can see these right here, side by side. All right, so that's the paper talk. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you got one. Chime in the comments about the paper. Now that we're done with the paper talk, let's walk through what her planner looks like. On the monthly, I forgot to mention, whatever your tab color is on the monthly, that is carried over right here. So you do have a little bit of color on that page. You can see all her tab colors here. There is a different color for every single month, and that's carried over onto your monthly layout. Your weekly pages are these colors, but they stay the same throughout the whole planner. So every Monday is navy blue, every Tuesday is a teal blue, every Wednesday is the lighter teal, Thursday is the Kelly green, Friday is a golden yellow, Saturday is a light pink, and Sunday is the hot pink. So those colors stay the same throughout the whole planner. It does kind of help your mind because your mind memorizes what day of the week is what color when you're using this. And so it clicks in when you see that page and that little flag. Let's look at the layout of the page. I love that you have a nice header up here to write if it's anyone's birthday or anything big happening that day, but it's not too huge of a header where a lot of space is wasted. I like that the date is big enough and dark enough that I can see it without my readers on, and that this really signals the day of the week, and I can also see it without my readers on. I do not have my readers on right now, and I can see everything on this page, which is pretty spectacular. You have the My Day written every day and the to-do. So on your My Day, you have from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. You could, of course, make half-hour time slots if you wanted to do a dividing line down the middle. If I counted right, which I think I did, you have 16 tick-off boxes here, round little dots. You have a big blank note section down here. I just love more blank space on my daily page. I also love how the lines line up because a lot of times I will kind of write my to-dos in where I think I'm going to do them to kind of time block my day and see how much time I actually have. And sometimes I like to write out longer sentences and I will just go all the way across. That's one different way that I use this page. Other times I will list out just my to-dos here and then just, appointments or where I need to be at certain times. And then as the day's going on, see how it unfolds and pick my 1, 2, 3, my 1, 2, 3, my 1, 2, 3, and write that in over here. If you don't know about my 1, 2, 3 triage method, I will link that video down in the description. I highly recommend watching it if you're a daily planner. As with any daily planner page, I show you in that triage method video that I can pretty much make my triage method work on any daily planner page. Then we have our weekend pages, which are combined. And I know this can be a deal breaker for some, and other people actually like them combined and it doesn't bother them. There's just no way this could all be in one book with this thick paper if there was a separate page for every Saturday and Sunday. So this is another way that they keep it all in one book. It is 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., same timeline on the weekend. You could of course just use this for to-dos if you're not really time blocking out your weekend or don't have a lot of appointments. You do have 4 to-do list tick-offs down here and then a tiny little note section there. And then you go and you always start your week. Monday's always on the left, Tuesday's always on the right. So also that clicks in your brain. When you get to the end of the month, wherever your month ends, you go straight into your monthly calendar. Once again, you have that beautiful color matching your tab, and that is the flow of this planner. On your monthly layouts, you have the holidays really small at the bottom of the boxes. I like that they're in a light gray and they're not as dark as all the other numbers and everything, so they don't stand out too much and make your page too busy. That is your Simplified Daily Planner. It continues the same all the way through the end until you just have that one notes page. At the very end, you should have the one notes page, and then that is the end of your daily planner. All right, let's hop in to the new weekly layout. while we are checking out this brand new weekly that they have, I do want to say that they are still making this coiled weekly, and I don't believe anything has changed in it from what I've seen. So if you want to see details on this coiled weekly, this one is in last year's review. We'll link that down in the description for you. And they also have brought back their bound weekly. I love this tiny little bound weekly. I love this cover too. This was 2023. They didn't make it for 2024, but it is back. It's just such a good little compact weekly, especially if you don't need a ton of room or if you write smaller. So if you want to see this in a review video, since they have brought it back, you can look in my 2023 simplified review video, which we will also link down below. With the cover, it's about 6.25 by 8.5 inches. It is a really nice size, really lightweight. This baby is only $30, so if the layout works for you, it's a way to get the amazing simplified designs and quality at a much lower price point since it doesn't have a hardcover. This one only comes in 2 covers, Happy Stripe and one other. It is a thick cardstock cover. It does feel like it's coated. You still have the vibrant gold coil like you have on the big daily planner. You still get a sticker sheet with your planner. It is a really glossy sticker sheet, and it is more functional stickers like launch day, don't forget, me time, birthday, and some little icons. You do have the same nice pocket. It's coated and everything that you have in your daily planner, and you have this light pink up front. You have a nameplate page. These corners are rounded. So these are the same pages that we just went over in the daily planner. So we're not going to go over them again. This one was colored in your daily planner. It's just in navy in here. You have the simplicity challenge and the bucket list. You have 6 notes pages up front, and then you have 3 in back. So you have 9 notes pages total in here. And this is our pen test. This also has 80-pound pure white paper, but it feels a little bit different than what is in the daily planner. This one has a tiny bit of tooth to it, not a lot of tooth, a very tiny bit, but it is not as smooth as the paper in the daily planner. Here we have our beautiful simplified pens. These all write in 0.5. You have the beautiful gingham on them. They are just pop out. I wasn't sure how I would feel about the yellow color. This is actually the orange that I'm holding, but I love the orange and the yellow color. They made it very golden. So it's a really nice 0.5 gel pen. If you like writing with 0.5 gel pens, I think you will like these if you like writing with fun colors. They're also just very cute. They come in this box and they make a great gift. So you can keep those in mind when you're placing your order. I tested all those pens in here and you can see there really is no show through at all. Absolutely no bleed through. I did not really do a mild liner or a Papermate flare in here. I did all that in the daily planner. So let's see how the darker colors and the markers react. And they do absolutely amazing. I can't see any ghosting whatsoever. So I think for the price point, this is a really nice planner. If the layout works for you, let's check it out. You have the same look to your monthly calendar as you have in the daily. Exactly. Everything's the same, except you do have this little tab here since there's no tabs on this one, so that as you flip through, you can easily find your month. Here is your weekly layout. What matters most this week? You could put a top 3 there. It could just be one weekly focus. It could be your goal or your intention for the week. You have your previous month and then the month you're on up here for the week. I know a lot of people with their work and their jobs say that those little calendars are very helpful. You have a weekly dashboard layout here. You have a to-do list, tick off boxes, and then a notes list. You could definitely write out longer list items and just go all the way across if that's how you like to use it, because those lines are lined up and you could just ignore that line in the middle. Over here, you have the dates that the week that you're on, and then you have Monday through Sunday. Saturday and Sunday share a spot. There is no dividing line in there. You, of course, could draw it in if you wished. You just have the full date and it's all in navy. At least it looks navy to me. And these little words look navy right here and navy, and these lines are light gray and the lines are light gray. So that is your weekly layout. If you don't have that much to plan and you love a horizontal dashboard layout and a little portable planner that is so lightweight and could fit in any purse or bag and feels so good in hand, I'm going to be very interested to see what people think about this little new planner from Simplified. Chime in down below. Even if you haven't gotten it, I'd love to just hear your thoughts on it. So that is the flow when you get to a month. Every month is just in navy in here. All the typeface is in navy, so you don't have those monthly colors like in the other planners. And then when you get to the end, you have the 3 extra notes pages at the end to make 9 total. Once again, lined in pink, and those thick, I really feel like these covers are going to hold up well. They're very thick, coated, and it's just a cute little planner. All right, let's move on to their new coiled notebook. These are brand new, and actually they have another cover. Other cover is actually really stunning and probably my favorite. But this one is very cute too, and colorful and happy. And you have hot pink on the inside. And who doesn't love a top coil bound notebook? I mean, I feel like this is becoming really popular in the planner world and what everybody wants. You don't have a coil to write with on either side. And it's just kind of fun to have a top notebook that you flip through as you write on. You have a little pineapple down there. It's their light gray lines. This feels like their 80-pound paper that is in their weekly planner to me. And it's listed on their site as 80-pound paper. So it is very nice paper for a notebook. I also think these make really cute teacher gifts. Imagine one of these with a pack of pens for a teacher gift. All right, last up, I have their 25-26 wall calendar in this cute green gingham. It has a brass colored coil up here with a little hook that you could hang it on a wall with or your refrigerator with, use a command hook. This has beautiful gold foiling on the top, but this is not like extra thick paper on the top. It feels the same as the inside pages. So just so you know that, I don't feel like you need an extra thick cover on there because you're always going to have it folded over in whatever month you're on. It's your Sunday start. It's navy blue and gold foiling all over it. A good header up here if you want to write anything up there for the month or put stickers, and just a really clean, classic look and feel. The holidays are also in navy blue at the bottom of each date, and this runs through the end of July 2026. It is an academic year. Wall calendar would be great to go on the fridge or in the kitchen or in your office. All right, as we wrap up, I will also share that every Simplified order comes with a little newsletter called the Simplified Post. It's just a fun little thing. There's some Q&As with Emily. There's dinner theme ideas. There's a spring flower guide, and this is the spring edition. So there's a this or that with Team Simplified and a Poppy Posies coloring page. So you can look for that in your order. I'd love to hear all your thoughts down below on this launch. Tell me your favorite cover. It doesn't matter if you're ordering or not. I just would love to hear down below your favorite cover, if you've used Simplified, and what you think about this year's launch. All right, guys, let's do a deep breath in all together. We've got this. Whatever today holds for you, whatever this week holds for you, you have got it. Think about all the things you've done in the past. Think about how strong your body and mind is, everything you've been through. Don't worry, you've got it. Just take things one day at a time, one thing at a time, and celebrate all you've done. Take care of yourself so you can take care of others. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.